Okay, let's try this again. Big IV, big four by the people for the people. This is the For the Real Only channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can stay tapped in as well. It's not a game. It's not a test. This is the real thing. We back at last live was glitching. I don't know what was going on. People was commenting, but they was commenting about the connection and everything, and I had zero on the odds, but people was commenting. I don't know what was going on. So we back in here. Y'all jump in here and let me know, can you hear me? I guess I was in a bad spot. I was at the convenience store. I had just came out the store. A lot of times when I'm by them little quick checks, I don't know what it be over there. I don't know, was it I guess it's a connection issue when you be by them stores. I don't know what happened. But I'm over here. I'm good, Don. Okay. Yeah, I was talking. I was asking everybody, like, what's going on? Hey, hey, hey. Nobody was saying nothing. I'm like, man. And then people talking about, let's talk about Hollywood. I guess we'll just have to wait. What's wrong with the Wi-Fi? I'm like, what's going on? I didn't know what was going on. The double tap on the screen, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was some glitches. It was some glitches. It was some glitches, people. Some glitches. Let's get back to it. I also had to switch locations real quick. Mm-hmm. So like I said, man, anybody, I guess they just gonna I ain't gonna wait. Man, listen, so um like I said, and those of y'all that was in the live last night, I went live last night talking about Gregory and Naya the liar, you know what I'm saying? And her latest antics, not wanting to get out of people's house and things of this nature. Y'all can go check out that live. That was last night. And during that live, people came in talking about Gregory was live saying that Hollywood had passed away. And it happened 4 or 5 days ago, apparently, which I guess would have been the 20th. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, and I understand respecting the family and all this and that, but you know, uh, that's null and void. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't respecting the family. That has nothing to do with respecting the family in my eyes. Like not telling people that somebody passed, especially people the man was on here in a public uh way on the internet, and people was he had people who was, I guess, supporters and fans of him. They donated, they sent donations, you know what I'm saying? They liked the content that revolved around Hollywood, and people was invested in it. So, you know, they deserve the right to know. I don't think it's disrespectful to announce that someone passed. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not an invasion of their privacy because we don't know who they are. Do they have YouTube channels? We don't know if they have YouTube channels. Yeah, y'all. I guess y'all couldn't hear me, Rodney B. I don't know what was going on. I was in a bad spot. But we don't know if they got channels, or we don't know them. So it's not an invasion of Hollywood's or the family's privacy for them to at least simply know that he had passed. Now I understand if you saying, all right, give it a break a few days, let us mourn. So I just come to the conclusion that they must be watching Real Right and Uncut, or tapped in on any of the content that's revolving around the channel, if they felt like they had to tell him to respect their privacy and not speak on things or talk about things. But why not? What was the problem with people knowing that he passed? You know, I didn't understand that. But yeah, but so I kind of agree with it and I don't at the same time, because Gregory, he just put out a video of him talking to KD, and you know that video ain't new. That ain't no new video. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't done this morning. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't think it was done the day it happened, but that video probably a couple days old. And you know, he says in the video, they told me not to talk about this. So he's still laughing and playing. I'm like, bro, you don't respect nobody, bro. You don't respect nobody. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want you talking about it with KD. They clearly ain't messing with KD or whatever, whatever. And he's still running the same. Oh, you did this to Hollywood. You do all these other men. Same old storyline. Okay, he gone, bro. He gone. Let that go. Let that go, because that was disrespectful to him. How you was always talking about it and bringing it up. And he told you a million times, man, I don't care about that. So let that go. OG Digital, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Let that go. But me watching the live last night, you know what I'm saying? Me watching the live last night, I don't Do I think he was genuine? Yeah, I felt like he was somewhat genuine. I don't believe the, oh, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning watching his videos and crying. I don't believe in that. I don't think that that was the truth. I felt like he padded that. He put a little extra. He put a little cut. It was some cut on top of that. That was suspect. You know what I'm saying? You might have somewhat cared about him, but I don't think you cared about him enough to be up to 3 in the morning. Crying. These people just dollar signs to you. You know what I'm saying? Double tap on the screen, hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Double tap on the screen, hit that like button, man. Let's get 10 likes or something. At least let me get 10. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anybody else, did y'all get to check out that live or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So one thing we've established, I'm still wondering what's the whereabouts of Mike, because I'm pretty sure Crystal back at the house, and KD, we know she gone. Yeah, he said he gonna use 100 band to take people channel. Yeah, I seen him say that. He can't take nobody channel down with 100 bands. That content that he putting out over there is not copyrighted. Ain't nobody, even if you file a copyright strike, that's why he can't take Pro V down. Even if you file a copyright strike, if they counterclaim it, you got to show that you own the content, is copyrighted content, and that you taking measures to pursue them in court and everything. You got to prove this to YouTube. He can't just take down nobody channels. See, sometimes people don't be knowing what they rights is and what the person can and can't do. You do got a right to react to stuff, but he can't just take down a channel. So, like it's a certain way. That's why I just don't even take people content. If y'all notice, I ain't never took nobody content, or because they funny anyway when it comes to that. Some people you see get away with everything, and some people you see YouTube hold them accountable. So I ain't got time to be up in the air about it or whatever. So I don't even take people content. I don't take clips of they videos or nothing. I just try not to do that. I already been demonetized for posting my own content from other platforms, let alone posted somebody else content. I've been demonetized for that too. So yeah, I don't even do that, man. I don't even play around with it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do a reaction, do a reaction. You could do it without doing it. Why isn't he holding himself accountable after all those times he picked up Hollywood from the hospital before he was supposed to be discharged? Yeah, and that's why I said that exactly. That's why I said the whole I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning watching all Hollywood videos, crying, that, but that's cap to me. I don't believe you was up to no 3 in the morning crying. Do I believe you did feel something? Yeah, you probably felt something. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know you was doing wrong to a person. You was doing wrong. It ain't right just because you gave them some money for it. You know what I'm saying? The way you handle them, the way you carried them was wrong. Just like you just handled Slick Rick and made fun of his situation being um exposed to sexual abuse, you know what I'm saying, in his childhood, and the title that you used, that was disgusting, evil, and nasty, and the lowest of the low for you to do what you did with that title. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you probably felt something, especially knowing you was wrong and now somebody gone and the stuff how you was carrying it was wrong. But yeah, you probably felt something because naturally you around somebody, you're gonna grow some level of attachment for him. He wasn't your enemy. You know what I'm saying? So you probably felt something, but don't give us the whole 3 in the morning up all night because of Hollywood crying and all this and that. This one hit different. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. You know, KD, the one that seemed the least genuine. And who held down Hollywood? Who held down Hollywood more than anybody in his last days seemed like Mike. You know what I'm saying? You went to the hospital getting this man, Gregory. You was supposed to be making him stay there. I ain't coming to get you. If you get home, it's gonna be somebody else that's gonna come get you. But I ain't coming to get you if you're supposed to be in the hospital. You know? I ain't coming to get you if you're supposed to be in the hospital. All he wanted was to feel that. Yeah, that's why I was skeptical when people was coming to live telling me, and for the record, anybody that see this, and don't please don't come in here talking about who's live. If you a content creator, I don't need to know that you about to go live. People do that, I feel like, to try to snatch people out of people's live. If people is subscribed to you, they're gonna get your alert, and if they want to go over there and check, they gonna go over there and check. Like me, I'm rarely in somebody's live the whole time because there's too many other creators that I support. So I go from live to live checking out people's stuff. So I be in and out of everybody live. I might come in and out 3, 4, 5 times while you live because I'm checking out other people. I'm trying to get to everybody and spend some time in everybody's live. So, you don't need to come on here announcing who live or that you going live, especially if you're a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that over here. And to my mods, that those of y'all that want to be active on here, I wrench people. I told y'all while I wrench people, but some people active and some people ain't. Some people going block something, or if you see anybody coming in here talking about somebody live or they about to go live, hit them. If I don't happen to not see it, but if I see it, I'm gonna hit them. So we gonna be respectful to the chat we in at the time, and people, we gonna let people make their own decision whether they want to leave this live and go to somebody else live and check them out and never come back here, or whether they want to bounce back and forth. But we don't need you to. That's like a way to try to get free promotion. Don't come here and try to get free promotion. We don't need that. If they going live, then you gonna know, and you gonna go back and forth on your own merit. Um, he knows that trailer. Wait, he's crying because he knows that trailer in Hollywood was the main money on his channel. Right, right. That's the centerpiece. That's the focal point. Everything revolve around that. Napoleon, what's up? Lorraine Davidson, what's up? Selena 25. Y'all excuse me for not shouting y'all out. That's what I do. Hit him. What you talking about, Lorraine Davidson? What you do? Oh, what you be? You what? You announce you announce that you going live? Yeah, Roddy B, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and hit him. You know what I'm saying? That's just a sneak way to get promotion. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That's a sneak promotion tactic. Hey, come on, come go on my live. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go and chat the chat. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I support too many people. It ain't nothing personal, but I just support too many people channels to just be at this point to just be on one live the whole time. So if I know you live, I try to bounce back and forth and spend a little bit of time in each live while they live, because it's at the point now to where it be seem like everybody who I support be going live at the same time. So I swipe and I'm like, man, he live, she live, he live, she live. Sometimes I can't get to everybody. Okay, Teresa. Good afternoon. Yeah, ain't that wrong with shadow surfing? Yeah, none of us just follow or support one channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if the people gonna come, if the people gonna come, they gonna come. If they like what you talking about, they like what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no points. You ain't got to go and skim off people live. That's what these be live skimmers. They be trying to do that. Come on, I'm about to go live. I'm about to go live. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Yeah, if people gonna tap in, they gonna tap in. If they like the commentary, they gonna be there. But yeah, man, yeah, ain't no up to no 3 o'clock in the morning crying about Hollywood. You ain't showed that much love to nobody in no type of crisis, whatever was going on. So don't cap with that. I believe it was somewhat genuine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had an attachment to the man. You done laugh and joke with him. You know what I'm saying? And been around him and everything. So I'm pretty sure you had some level of attachment. But let's not overdo this here. Let's not overdo this thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real, like you say, real, right, and uncut. Let's keep it real. I think it's disrespectful to bitch at other people's going live or someone else chat. That's just, yeah, that's what I was just saying. I've been saying what I think. Well, I really was saying it last live, but it was some glitches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that this how I feel about the situation. I'm trying to figure out and now I'm trying to figure out what Mike gonna do, what he gonna do, because we know we see KD done took up residence somewhere else, and we know Crystal already had somewhere to go. That leaves, and then they thinking about. I think he said on the last video they thinking about sending Bruce to Crystal father. So that leave Mike in the air. Mike on probation. That's his residence. He got that listed as his residence. So what Mike gonna do? Since they like Mike, according to Gregory, Hollywood family like Mike, is they gonna let him rent the trailer or stay there? Is that a possibility? That'd be a disaster. That'd keep the same environment. But KD can't run wild under Mike like she did under Hollywood. She ain't gonna be able to run wild under nobody like she did. Only person she can probably do run wild like that, because she damn sure ran wild on Hollywood, is probably Joel. But she can't stay at Joel house. Mama Joel ain't having that. But yeah, man, I think that's just man, we gotta realize, man, this how things, this how it ends, man. This how it ends, because undoubtedly his D-rug usage contributed to his condition, you know what I'm saying, with his heart, and constantly raising hell, high stress, probably had high blood pressure and everything. All that is contributors, man. Yeah, that Coca-Cola definitely damages your heart, amongst other things, your heart and your brain. That's why some people use that, be cooked. They never actually be the same. You can see somebody that's a user of hardcore D rugs get clean, and they never quite be the same as if you knew them before they got on it. They never quite be the same. Even though they clean and they acting more normal, they still seems something just be a little off, something be a little askew. You know what I'm saying? You know, they never actually be the same, but it definitely hurts your heart, like, you know what I'm saying, and damages your heart. So that's how it ends, man. It ain't just the the uh the OD factor. You got to worry about heart attacks, cardiac arrest. You know what I'm saying? It's all types of things that's associated with that. Otherwise, you just accelerating the damage to your organs and your internal organs, especially your heart. The heart is the central. Without no heart, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So man, that's just, yeah, man. We got to think about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no take two in this here movie. I don't know who believe in reincarnation. I don't, for one, but so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Y'all may believe in that, but once you out of here, ain't no take two, ain't no coming back. You know what I'm saying? When this here over, that's it. So this life is precious. So you gotta, and a lot of us, some of us, all of us addicted to something that may be detrimental to our well-being, our health or existence here, and or mental health and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even just about D rugs, but just like, you know, yeah, all around the board. Wasn't trying to figure out what's his next move is going to be. Okay. Mike and Crystal stayed at the trailer. What gets me is he's struggling with Hollywood's death, but KD is not. Ghost guy. Oh yeah, KD cannot care less. All that fake crying and all that. Man, she don't care about nothing. She a textbook narcissist. I do what I saw that video. It wasn't going. It ain't about no boarding. KD is not bored in Hollywood. It ain't no boarding. She still was trying to talk about him in the video. She was attempting to talk about him in the video, and Gregory shot it down. But he still was playing that same old angle. Oh, you talking to these men with Hollywood? He's still playing that same damn thing, which lets me know that it's gonna continue. He's gonna try to continue it because he ain't got nothing else. That's the bread and butter. I'm like, bro, don't keep mentioning this man name and his death and running that same old content. Pay your respects and move on, bro. And move on and let the man rest in peace. I think D Bob might let Mike and Bruce remain in the trailer and don't want Kid. Yeah, she don't want her there. Yeah, no, yeah, Napoleon. Yeah, I saw that too. You know what I'm saying? I saw that too with well, I was about to double back on that, but I had already got on and talking. I said yeah, that don't never let that happen again. You know what I'm saying? If you here to listen, you here to listen. If you here to partake in the conversation, you here to partake in the conversation. We talking about this at length here. So it ain't no, oh, get to the point and let us know. Yeah, if you don't like the pacing of things, you can always go. Double tap on the screen, hit the like button though. Other than that, appreciate you stopping by. Should donate that 100 bands to drug rehab center in the name of Hollywood. Do something positive. Right. That don't sound bad. Not for you ever. Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, he can't take down nobody channel. You know what I'm saying? He can't take down nobody channel. He ain't got this stuff copyrighted. Ain't nobody doing nothing wrong. People allowed to give their opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can't smoke and be on a breathing machine. It's impossible. That's true. You can't smoke nothing and be, you know what I'm saying? He was doing smoking no cigarette for years. The body can only take so much, especially as you age. Right, right, right. Hollywood was at what, 55, 56 years old? Yeah, that Archie Bunker is no joke. Alexander Media, what's up? The D-rugs alone will take you out, especially the stuff they got out now. Oh yeah. People passing left and right. We see that already. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Fatanya? OG Digital. We see that already. Yeah, still running that same Haitian Red. What up? Still running that same storyline. Same storyline. Going milk that. Even in the man death. Even in the man death got every intention and plan on continuing to milk it. So, but you stayed up at 3 in the morning crying because that was your partner. But you definitely made content and profited off his pain and at his expense. And you mean to tell me he ain't gonna get a break now? That video that you put out today shouldn't even came out, in my opinion. People haven't realized everywhere he goes, it gets shut down, like the hotels or people get evicted or death follows. Right, right. I said that. Everywhere he go, it's a shutdown. Two of the main motels he used to be at, that, the Hojo, the six, the Studio 6 of the Howard Johnson is closed. You know what I'm saying? So it remains to be seen what's gonna happen with this trailer situation. Tap the screen. Yeah, tap on the screen twice. Yep, down bad, down bad. Go continue it. Ain't even go honor him. So now it's been 4 or 5 days. You don't put the videos out the same day. So I'm guessing you probably put that video out. You probably made that video with KD probably a day or two after Hollywood passed. And so, all, and then you let us know last night. So 4 or 5 days, and is all the rest he got. He really didn't get a rest. It's just what you put out to us. You know what I'm saying? And here you are. You already running the same thing. Let it go. This ain't even dissing you. I'm talking to you man to man because I know you be listening. And just like every other thing I do, let him rest, man. Let the man rest in peace, man. To find a new storyline. KD got enough going on, running around with all these other men. We don't need to keep running Hollywood in the ground. He is officially resting. Let's let it go. You know what I'm saying? You got a brain. One of its hallmark features is being able to think and create and come up with other things. So you running fake storylines anyway, and clickbait and all this and that, things of this nature. So let's just go on and move on to something else, man. Let the man go off in peace. You know, stop running content on him in a negative light. We all saw what happened. You've been running it 3 years. It really ain't no video memories of Hollywood. Like he said, every video he hollered at Hollywood or Hollywood argue with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really ain't no kind of tribute to Hollywood. He would have been better off getting some royalty free slow music. Like I made a little tribute Hollywood and Bruce short. You know, he'd have been better off taking some content, clips of Hollywood, and just turning the sound off and putting some music, or either speaking some words or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just a collection of clips that's already been out that you just put one behind the other, not even no transmissions or transitions or no type of creativity, no text saying rest in peace or nothing. The most work you put in was a AI thumbnail on that. You know what I'm saying? And they really ain't no tribute. You just put together some clips. Went and found a few clips of him. That didn't take no time. My little short better than that. Y'all think Mike is gonna use Hollywood's passer to relapse if he haven't already? I think this is my true thoughts on that. I don't think Mike is clean. I just think Mike trying to not do 4 years, and he's got it under control. He's controlling the situation more now. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it with some with a he's doing it and it's not doing him. Because if it was doing him, we know that mouth would be jacked over 24/7. He'd be doing that stutter step back and forth, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know how he do when he out there and he high, that weight to be coming off him and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing it and it's not doing him, because it's crucial at this point in this last bit of time that he on his ankle bracelet, or he on whatever, he on probation or whatever, for him not to mess up and get them 4 years. Because if he can't stay with either his dad or one of his daughters or kids or something, then he got to go back to the motels, and that's going to be a terrible situation for him. You know what I'm saying? Now the motel landscape has changed. Two of the main ones ain't there no more. So, but he's still gonna end up at one, and that's where his real temptation and whether or not he gonna be able to hold it down comes into play. But no, I don't think he clean. I think he just maintaining it. I think he just, every now and then hitting him a little something and chilling out and not going overboard with it. Because one thing about that Coca-Cola, it does clear out your system. You know what I'm saying? But if they pop up and do a random on him, he might be in trouble. But he knows, when you got to go see him. You know when you got to go see him. So you got time to let me chill out and clear myself out. Mike need to pay a little 200-300 at bar, let him stay in the trailer. Yeah, I mean, she owed it. Maybe she'll rent it to him. But if she will and is willing to rent it to him, if Mike is genuine and really trying to get himself together, what happened to Mike getting his CDL? He said he's gonna get his CDL. You've been out for a few months now, bro. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 months. Like, take this. If she will rent it to you, take this as an option. Whatever you doing to earn money right now, despite what's allegedly put out there, you know what I'm saying? Then pay your way. Ask her, can you rent it? You know what I'm saying? And take this as an opportunity to do the right thing, do the good thing. I wouldn't have KD over there. She already just tried to call them people on you. Now, somebody that'll call the people on you knowing that you looking at 4 years in jail, that person ain't no good at all. Knowing that if you mess up, them people trying to throw you four, and she called them people on you, that's crazy to me. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you. And if you look at the timeline of things, she wasn't nothing but mad that, okay, Hollywood passed, they don't want you there, you gotta go. And she know, oh, he gonna be in here in this trailer with Crystal, and you already jealous. So you was just trying to break that up, and you was willing to jeopardize him and get him sent up for 4 years just to break that up. And that's a whole nother level of jealousy. I wouldn't have nobody like that around me. They need to plow out that trailer. I know the people in the neighborhood tired of all that Hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? So they probably ready for him to go. I crack about Hollywood. They need to plot out that trailer. Greg bragging about information he wants to release. What information? Yeah, and yeah, they don't want her at the funeral. Too tight. Salute to you for coming through. And she talking about she coming to that funeral. Well, how you gonna show up at somebody's funeral if they don't want you there? Yeah, well, like who these people think they is? I'm starting to really see with a lot of these interviewees on this channel. I don't know who they think they is. You got one girl flopping on somebody that's slow, taking advantage of them and trying to rule their house, breaking their furniture. Got her badass kids in there, disrespecting the man and attacking the man and talking all kind of and talking about he better find her somewhere else to go. She ain't going nowhere. It's too much trying to take advantage of people that's weaker than them or trying to think you could just do anything. These people just think they can do anything. What you mean you coming to the funeral? They said don't come to the funeral. Who you think you is? That's why I realized, man, I don't know. I don't want to make this the man. I ain't trying to make this a racial thing, but man, listen here. You know, our folks, black folks, we don't play that. Hey, hey, don't come to this funeral. That's don't, and everybody already emotional and probably mad that they love one. And don't get whooped trying to prove a point up here. Stay away from here. Don't come over here. That's it. Especially how she did him in the end. Either one of them wasn't perfect, but that's a whole new level of disrespect. And Hollywood tried to speak out against it, but his addiction won him over anything. You know what I'm saying? So as long as she bringing something back, you know what I'm saying? That's typical. She bringing something back and he reaping the benefits, but it still was blatantly disrespectful. And Gregory facilitated that her disrespecting him. He played on that heavily. Oh yeah, what she done to Hollywood is already done to her. Right, right, right. Might get jump short up to that funeral. Yeah, how you gonna do all that and then say you showed up to somebody's funeral? A shed not one tear. I think Mike is now Officer Mike. Could be, man. I've been hey Princess AG. What's up, Princess? Y'all go check out Princess AG. Um I'm convinced just at the blatant carelessness and hotness, you know, on that channel. I'm convinced everybody work. If everybody ain't working, they willing to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's become a functioning addict. Yeah, he just I really don't truly believe in that concept. You know what I'm saying? I don't truly believe in that concept because you ain't gonna you lack it somewhere. You lack it somewhere. You ain't gonna fully be able to function and hold down. I done seen some. It's only functioning to a certain extent. I done seen some of them maintain employment. I remember when I was growing up, I was in this elementary school named Roosevelt in my town, and it was a lunch lady, and it was two funny lunch ladies. It was one, a white woman, I believe she was Hungarian, and you know they'll have the main lunch for school, and then if you want an alternate, mean you didn't want the main thing, it'd be either like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a bologna or a turkey sandwich. So we would know what the sandwiches is. You could see the meat on it. So she was like from another country. It might have been a Hungarian. So they'll have the main thing, and we always go in there every day because we wanted to hear her say it. We'd be like, "What's this?" And it'd be different peanut butter jelly. And we're like, we get to the turkey. What's this? Turkey. And it was her, and it was a black woman, and the black woman in there jaw was I ain't never seen no jaw extended, jacked over to the left or right that hard in my life. And she be look like she chewing something. Look like she chewing on a bar of gold, as a bit of something, chewing just as hard. And I know her jaw strong. You know what I'm saying? Mouth jacked over, just chewing. You know what I'm saying? But she was in there every day. She was in there for years. I was in there for 4 years, and she was in there all 4 of them years at that job every day. So on the level, that's functioning, but you still ain't functioning because you over in front of us high. I don't know why you was that high. I don't know, was you sneaking off doing nothing or hitting something? But you over there dead smack high, mouth jacked over in this lunchroom when we come in here to eat lunch every day in here. But she was functioning as far as showing up to work, but that ain't functioning if you out in public looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I think functioning is when you can literally, and in the rare occasions you see people that, like, I knew somebody that go to work, take care of business, and then I think of function is like a weekend warrior. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it at this time and just this time. And when I do it, it's gonna be a level of class to where I was doing. I said I ain't gonna be out here on the street. Ain't nobody gonna know. I knew somebody that was sending somebody to get their stuff and everything. They went to work Monday through Friday, and just on Saturday and Sunday they was gonna play. But you didn't see them out on the street. You never seen their mouth jacked over. They wasn't never acting crazy. They got what they got and went in their house and did what they did on Saturdays and Sundays, and just a few people even knew about it. Not even everybody. They wasn't all the way on the street. That's functioning in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? But whenever you visibly are messing up or looking a certain way or doing stuff behind the scenes, and even that person I just explained, eventually they couldn't hold it down no more. Man, that Coca-Cola, that them hard drugs is powerful. Eventually they got to the point where they got on it so much to where it wasn't like that no more, and they wasn't able to pay their rent no more, and they end up getting evicted. But I seen them function for years. Eventually it's going to get to everybody. If you sit here and say and think that that ain't going to affect you on no level, man, look. Oh yeah, yeah, you right, Haitians. Yeah, some people ain't tapping the screen. I've come to realize that, it's people in Filbo Africa in the bushes. So that I know damn well it's gonna be some lurkers that ain't gonna tap the screen. And then you got now it's extra people that's lurking. That's Gregory in here. He ain't gonna hit the light. He definitely in here right now. I know he in here right now, and people who support him or follow him, they ain't gonna say nothing. They definitely ain't finna say nothing in here. And they trying to campaign for him, so they ain't gonna hit the light. You got all kind of people trying to campaign for him. You know what I'm saying? And he dead in the wrong. And like I said, everybody else making content. I'm in here saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here saying the truth. If I'm happen to be coming up off his channel, then it's just happening. I'm striking. Or I'm striking while the iron hot. Oh well. But the point is, I'm here just saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, if stuff go, I'm gonna capitalize off anything. You know what I'm saying? If I find a rock on the ground, I pick it up and somebody say, "Oh, I'm gonna give you $20 for that pebble you just picked up." You think I ain't finna try to pick up a whole bunch more and see if I can get a whole bunch more $20 bills? I can admit that and be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But highly pleasure watching your video. Bobby Brown mouth. Yep. Oh, Bobby Brown ain't had nothing over this woman. No jaw existeth in the world that's like this. You know what I'm saying? This jaw was jacked over. It didn't look like it was even a part of the same mouth setup. You know what I'm saying? Only smokes on Saturday. Yeah, that's functioning. You have a time like me. I don't even drink no more. But when I used to drink, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in my younger days, I used to sip brew every day. And I was a liquor person on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? And then I stopped drinking brew, and then I was just sipping liquor on the weekends. It was like a Friday night, Saturday night thing. Weekend warrior. That's functioning. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't had to go throughout my normal everyday life. I didn't need to be off it to function. That's function. Now, if you got to go to work on something, that ain't functioning. You know what I'm saying? If you got to be at work on it, you ain't functioning. I don't care if you maintain the job or not. If you got to interact with your kids off of it, you ain't functioning. Buy that trailer for mom for little or nothing. Yeah. he that might be a good idea for him. He might need to buy that little trailer. It ain't worth for nothing. KD done ran Joel truck into the side of it. You know what I'm saying? That trailer ain't worth much of nothing. Any of us can buy that trailer right now. Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's yeah, we ain't allowed to say certain things on here. So Coca-Cola, you know what when I say Coca-Cola, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody know the history of Coca-Cola as well? You know, if you know, you know. Happy Memorial Day. He got his CDL. Oh, okay. That's funny. Mike left the scene immediately after. Somebody was in here. Was that the last live I made and said that where it was glitching? Somebody left a scene that thing that said Mike at the trailer with Crystal. I don't know if that's true or not, but he don't have enough sense to put a foot forward. Yeah, you might be right about that. Misunderstood. Y'all go check out Misunderstood 5. Yep. Not for you ever. Mike isn't responsible enough to take care of anything. He's just being a lazy, entitled leech. He got leeching in his history because um you know who know him? Miss Tracy, Life of Grandma. Y'all go check out Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy know him. Miss Tracy said his whole life he been leeching and mooching and living off people, especially women, and surviving off of them. So if he don't stay out at that trailer, that may be his next move. Because I know KD kept him with a room with a roof over his head via motel room on plenty of nights. Because y'all been watching. This time she'll leave off, and then you'll turn around and look, and she'll be in a motel room with Mike 2 or 3 days, then come home bearing gifts. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean by gifts, but she'd be held up in the room, and we seen times when she wasn't with Mike and he was outside sleep on the ground. So that may be his next move to find him. You know them couch potato, them dudes that live off women. They do that their whole life. They go from women to women to women, and he gonna be able to do that until his joints stop working, and to the point where he gonna have to have uh Viagra or something type where he need that. But yeah, he gonna have to need that at a certain point. As you get older, it's gonna happen to all men. You know what I'm saying? That's his best bet because he ain't finna just get the hustle and get up and go at 50 something years old. How old is Mike? 53, 54, 52? He was bragging about the future storyline he's holding. Did he mention, give a hint about it, Don Hun? 20-year relationship or not? I'm saying I just went through something similar. I don't think Hollywood was a racist. He let Penelope Ed, Chocolate Mom, Mike live in a trailer. Yeah, I don't think he was a racist. He said he was raised. Him and Mike was friends. That's what made it so wrong. For those of y'all that don't know or might not have been watching that long, Hollywood and Mike was friends, and she went behind Hollywood back and started messing with Mike. So I know he said, and he admitted, like I said, that's one thing I respect about him. He was honest. He said that's how he was raised. That's how his dad was. He was raised to be racist like that, but he got to the point where he wasn't like that, and he didn't see things like that. You know. And of course, like man, whether people get mad, I know black people that ain't racist, but I done seen them get mad with white folks and call them the C word. People will say anything to when they get mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Do I think Hollywood was a racist? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I done interacted with racists, and they don't have that many black folks around them. He could have had plenty. He could have had. Uh, what role do you say Mike played in being in that trailer? He wasn't bringing nothing or contributing nothing of that anything good until probably recently, or would have been considered good. and we know what that is. We don't need to get into that. But other than that, he wasn't contributing nothing. So he just was laying around. He could have let anybody lay around in there. They didn't have to be nobody black. I don't think no race is gonna have no black folks laying around in their house. You know what I'm saying? All the time like that. I don't care what you bring in. Bike stay there, the lights will get cut off, the gas, everything. He's not responsible adult just above going from pillar to post. And if you show up, it's gonna be another shooter. If I was KD, I'm gonna say goodbye. Out of what anyone else does, I be jump. Yeah, I hear you, but I don't agree with that. Yeah, yeah, that's a family call. They got a right to say what she need to do if she want to see him that bad. Then if he has a viewing, she need to show up. You know, bright and early. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't show people when it be a viewing, people be showing up at different times. She need to try to be the first one in there, but she definitely need to stay away from that funeral. She may have to pay her respects in a different way when he get buried or whatever. But that just goes along with respecting the family. Or you know how this is the real only channel, so I'm gonna branch off and tell you a little story. And my brother here can confirm this. Let me tell you how a real one do. Right when my sister passed, or when she was sick before she passed, she had a whole bunch of fake friends up there. People just like to see your downfall, going to the hospital, making up rumors, and up sneaking up, trying to look through the curtain and see what condition she was in, and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't real friends anyway. This same friend, my sister helped her get her situation together when she lost her kids, and helped her get her situation in order enough to where she was able to get her kids. So loyalty should be a factor, but it ain't. People do you any kind of way. You would be surprised how people do people, especially in their last days and after they pass. You know what I'm saying? And my sister didn't even want certain people at her funeral, but which I didn't totally agree with, but my mother let them come. And when that funeral came, you ain't never seen nothing like this before. My mother went up to the casket and started talking to my sister in front of the whole funeral. And she said, I know you told me don't do this, but I'm gonna speak on it right now because they here. And she said, you told me a certain people that you was there for wasn't there for you in life, then you didn't want them here in your death. But I had to let them come to say them. She said the same people that you was talking about, they was when you was sick coming up to the hospital, peeking under the curtain, sneaking in, saying they was certain people who they wasn't. They was doing all kinds of things, and they was going around spreading rumors as to why it is you was there in the condition you was in. And she said all this in front of the funeral, and you could have heard a needle drop. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and to turn around and see the look on their face and how crazy they was looking, everybody knew. I seen everybody turn and look at them. Everybody kind of knew it was them, instinctively knew it was them. So you could be looking at a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't even play yourself or humiliate yourself. Man, there's other ways you can pay respect. You know what I'm saying? You didn't respect this man. You didn't respect his man. You still don't respect him now. You ain't dropped a single real solitary genuine tear. You know what I'm saying? And in the video he put out this morning was post Hollywood passing. And if you go, he had and look at it, he has to stop you from talking bad about him then. Now he gone and you still for to talk bad about him. Once it's over, it's over. That's null and void now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, stay away from that funeral. Cause I don't know how them people gonna carry it, but man, listen, you know what I'm saying? If any of mine go, and hey, don't come over here. Just don't come over here. Don't even you ain't gonna make a spectacle in the clown show out of my loved one that's laying here. You know what I'm saying? You know what it was. You know what it was when they was here. You know how you was moving. Don't even come over here. And them same people I'm talking about, the situation with my mother, I don't fool with them now. I don't fool with them now because I remember what they was doing. You know? Yeah, she could grieve. She could grieve however she want to grieve, but I don't believe she needs to be up there. She need to come pay her respects and keep it moving. But I don't think she should show up at the funeral with everybody there. Especially, I'm pretty sure it's apparent to me that his family was watching the content. Because why they felt like they privacy needed to be respected. We never saw y'all. We don't know y'all. If y'all got y'all names, if y'all got YouTube channels, we don't know, and all this and that. So it wasn't no privacy to even be respected. So y'all feel like y'all was gonna be exposed to something, an invasion of privacy. So that means you must be watching. So they gotta be watching it. And she talking about Gregory said she said, oh, she don't follow no rules. She coming to that funeral. Man, you better stay out them people funeral. Yeah, cause if she was that crazy about him, you know what I'm saying? Like why even in his death he got to stop you from talking bad about him? If you got so much bad to say, even after he gone, if you ain't willing to say, okay, he gone and we wasn't getting along, but you know, bygones be bygones. Overall, I loved you and I had love for, I think they did have love for each other, yeah. With all that history, then that's just that. But you can't do what you've done, and now it's apparent he doesn't put you out there. He done threw you under the bus. You even doing it when he gone. So it'd have been different if you just did the video and you was just like on some, oh, rest in peace to him. I know everything wasn't such and such and such, but you know, it is what it is. And you was talking like that, but you attempted to go big on him afterwards. So you definitely don't need to be showing up. Yeah, just don't even show up. She heard it sad. She's so deep in her addiction that she has dubbed herself to everything. I'm sure she had wonderful days with Hollywood, but their addiction got in the way. Yeah, yeah, of course that is. In 20 years, it had to be some good times. What up, Dread? It's more people on it than you think. You just can't tell. Oh yeah, Lorraine. I think you might be kind of behind in the chat. Well, you probably ain't no point. Somebody type and tell Lorraine she behind. I think she behind because I think she responding to me saying that saying something earlier. So even if I'm saying this, she ain't gonna see it till she catch up. So somebody type in the chat for her to move her little thing all the way to the end. I think it says skip to live. I would just go to funeral home and say my goodbye without anyone around. Yeah, I don't even like funerals, man. I hate funerals. You know what I'm saying? I do not like funerals, and my mother don't want no funeral, and I don't want one either. I ain't even know, and either one of us ain't taking after each other or nothing. I always had that idea because I seen the clown show that be at a lot of funerals. You know what I'm saying? It be so many people that didn't have real or genuine love showing up. I believe some people just show up to eat, and you see how people talk about people at funerals. So I think some people show up to see how people was looking. You hear people come to funerals talking about, oh, they had them dressed in this, or they was looking bad, or they was look. Man, what? Somebody can't help how they look, or what they dressed them in, or the job they did when they the makeup or the embalming product. People can't help how they look when they. So that's disrespectful alone to come from a funeral talking about somebody was looking bad. I think some people just like the funeral repast food and they come for that. And I know for a fact, um, everybody that was at my sister's funeral wasn't genuine. It wasn't just the people who my mom called out. It was a couple other people in there who, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even had them there. You know what I'm saying? But I guess she was on better terms than with them than she was them others. So, you know. But like I said, people have passed, and I'll just show up at the wake, sign my name in the. I usually be the first one in there. Sign my name in the book, go in, see him, pay my respects, and I go. I don't really go to funerals, and that's why I'll what, because I'm sure. Uh, since I've been back in Jersey, I don't fool with too many people. You know what I'm saying? Probably a good 7, 8 people. You know what I'm saying? So all my people in Florida, I'm not even sure if something happened to me and I did have a funeral, they would even make it up here, to go to my funeral. But let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure it'd be a lot of people that show up at my funeral acting like everything was all gravy. Really and truly, if I went right now, it ain't but a handful of 6, 7, 8 people I would even really want there, because I don't throw the friend label around loosely. There's associates and there's friends, and you're gonna have very few real, genuine friends in this life. You know what I'm saying? Very few real, honest, genuine friends in this life. You know, you just gonna have a bunch of associates. But some people don't know what real friends is, so they call any little acquaintance, a person that they be around, they friend. I don't believe in that, cause I know I'm a real friend. You know what I'm saying? If I'm friends with you, I'm friends with you. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She could say her goodbyes in a different way. She don't need to show. That would be selfish and looking for attention. And she is a huge attention seeker, as we can see. She try to make it all about her. Any interview, they could be talking about anything. She try to butt in. That would be pretty selfish and be an attention seeking move to show up and make a spectacle at that man's funeral when it's supposed to be paying respects to him, and you know you didn't respect him. You know what I'm saying? You didn't respect him. You might have had some love for him still through history. You know what I'm saying? Love, they ain't got nothing to do with the amount of time and all this and that you was around somebody. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people will stay attached to somebody and not love them just due to history and time, a time lapse. So the 20 years ain't simply enough. You know what I'm saying? You literally didn't respect this person, and he didn't respect her, but he respected her on a whole nother level to not run a million females in front of her face. You know what I'm saying? Greg, you in here speaking? Oh yeah, he in here. Have you heard about the YouTuber in beef sector get her apartment on fire, catching the complex on fire? She did to get donations from YouTuber. She is now. I didn't hear about that, Princess AG. If you still on here, I might be kind of behind. Let me see. I'm gonna say goodbye on enough. One for instance. Ghost said he about to start taking down some channels about his content, even if he have to spend. Yeah, he can't take down my channel because I ain't got to be careful, because one thing about me, I don't take nobody content. I've been demonetized for using my own content on here, and then I posted a video of a horse almost drowned, and they having to rescue a horse, and I got demonetized for that the second time. That's what I'm fighting back from now. I would have been back monetized, but I forgot to. I had something. You remember that Gregory video when it's a thumbnail of him sitting in front of the TV eating popcorn, watching Chef Fo, which is my cooking channel. It's a piece of that channel where before every episode, Gregory on there, because I told him, I said, you don't want to promote nobody, I'm gonna use you to promote everybody. That's why you see me have the cartoons with him and Penelope, him and Hollywood, him and VC and everything else. So I said, I'm gonna put you on my channel promoting me too. So at the beginning of them cooking episodes, a cartoon of that same Gregory, he said, wash your dishes before you go to cooking, get that nasty out of there. That's from my cooking channel. I put that on the beginning of that video with the thumbnail where he watching TV. It's deleted now. It ain't there no more. But I forgot to delete it. I was supposed to delete it before I reapply. And if you reapply and they find something, you got to wait another 90 days. So I forgot to delete it and reapplied, and they hit it in seconds because I had just posted it. So they hit me right away like, nah, 90 days. So I knew it was that. So I had to take that down. But I know I don't take no content, so he can't mess with me. This pure mouthpiece. This is just me talking and speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? And as far as people taking his content, it ain't copyrighted. They can react to it. It's just they better figure out a certain way. Whatever Pro V has figured out, he has tried to strike Pro V. Listen, let me tell you something. If y'all, for those of y'all that's reacting that may not know, you got a right to do a reaction, and you can take people content, but you got to do it in a certain way. You can't just do it any old kind of way. But should you get a strike, there's a thing called a counterclaim. They have to prove that they own that content. You can't just say, I own this content, even if it's on your channel. This has to be copyrighted, and you have to show proof. They'll tell you when you file a counterclaim, they'll get back to the other person and say, okay, you got 10 days to show that you taken some type of real legit court action and that you actually got this content copyrighted. That's why he can't get rid of Pro V. He's tried, but it won't work because he don't really own the content and he's not really taking no action. Them little papers he put out was fake. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really taking no action against Pro V, and he ain't really got that stuff copyrighted. It's too much to copyright. It was in the soda also. A funeral service held for the dead. The living shouldn't take it personal. Greg ain't doing too tight. Yeah, you right about that. Not for you ever, but if it should a person who didn't or don't like um um do a person who don't like somebody or treated them as should they be there? Should they be allowed to be there? Now, of course, people going to not get along or have disagreements, but I mean, um, as recently as this, you know what I'm saying? Should they be there? It ain't even in good taste. Even if the family don't say that they don't want you there, I just feel like you should, you know what I'm saying, have some decency and like, all right, y'all can get that, but I'm gonna show up to the wake and say in and out, even if it's an in and out thing, you know what I'm saying, you need to be the first one there, showing there, say what you gotta say, or either when they bury him, go to the burial or whatever and say your respects. It could be when everybody leave, right when they lower in the casket. Some people come at different times. You know that part when they do when they lower the casket down and everything else, it's people and everybody leave, it's people show up then. You know what I'm saying? Who just all right? Appreciate who just sent it. Somebody just sent me a cash app. Appreciate that. Who? Wait, let me. Damn, I don't. Shit, I shouldn't have swiped it off. Wait, I think I'm on next live. I think I don't want to go off the live right now and tank my numbers. You go off here for 1 second, people start jumping off. So whoever that is, appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he ain't talking. Yeah, he definitely wasn't talking about this yet. Like I said, he can't take nothing down over here. Mike and Krista are good with Hollywood's mom. Out of respect for Hollywood, I don't think they need to fight at his funeral. But I think if KD want to see him, she should. Ghost said him and KD wasn't going to the funeral. Yeah, Ghost did say that. Mike, the one who got KD walking like that. I forgot why she said she walked like that. He can't take down nobody's channel. I thought it was a fair use disclaimer when others do content. It's not that simple as just posting up a disclaimer. It's a certain style of how you do the video too. YouTube want to see some type of editing or some type of effort to make it yours. That's why you see Pro V. He got all the pictures of the people. He do it, and he ain't playing the videos for no. He'll play a little short clip. It's a certain style that you got to do it. Like it ain't just simply putting up some people get caught up because they think and YouTube don't come at everybody right away unless probably somebody who they took the stuff from reported. So sometimes people be thinking they be getting away and they'll be on there for years. Oh, fair use. And they'll have that thing at the beginning of their video thinking that it's all good. And then YouTube will come years later and hit them. Boop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a certain way you got to do it. But as you can see, he can't hit Pro V. Rude and disrespectful to everyone, right? Hollywood and daughter and Ghost Live said cops on the way. Rookie officer Mike. Mike wouldn't be in this house. Hollywood daughter says, "Stop acting like you love my dad." Ghost in the live. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, I didn't agree. I don't think he stayed up no 3 in the morning crying watching Hollywood videos. Yeah, he lying. That's a little cap. There's a little cut on that. Double tap the screen, man. I've been in there at 28, 29 for a long time, man. Somebody double tap the screen, man. Let me at least get in the 30s. 2,100 views in less than an hour versus your 31. Find another subject. You or Methany can't coattail on who is Methany? Oh, I guess he talking about Stephanie. Keith Rust. Um, I'ma unhide you. Keith Russ. Oh, 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 oh. It don't matter. He should have did that many. He got 90 something thousand subs. He got 90 something thousand subs. But I tell you one thing, um, my goal ain't to try to come up off his channel. You know what I'm saying? I said what I said, just reacting to it, and as someone who was the first mod over there, and he crossed me, and I just tapped his ass. So I'm saying what I'm saying because I want to say it. You know what I'm saying? And if it's working, then too bad it's working. Regardless of if I got 31, I got the best part of his fan base over here because these the people with sense, and these the people here who ain't sugarcoating and who gonna speak the truth and who ain't scared of you. So you can say what you want to say. It's a few of y'all that's over here that's making content that's deriding Ghosts and scared to say something against Ghosts because you want to try to run up your channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to deride them. You know what I'm saying? Just my mouthpiece alone, somebody did a reaction due to my mouthpiece and it's running and his fan base. This our fan base. This our fan base. You know what I'm saying? So good. The people is in good hands over here. The people who make sense and the people who intelligent. I got the intelligent part of his channel is tapping in over here. You just came over here to troll. How many people? I'm just under 5K. You got 5K on your channel, or you just someone that's gonna sit in the background and troll. So I'm gonna let you be over here. That's why I just unhid you. You know the trolls is good for business. Thank you for contributing to the overall view count. Thank you for contributing to the watch hours on here and to the engagement over here. You are somebody on this day. Thank you. You're cooking. You're cooking with hot grease. You're burning. You're burning like Disco Inferno. Thank you for being over here. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Isn't playing about father goes as she should. Yeah. The family who don't do ish went through it with my friend 30 years. Ghost might try and pick Hollywood up from the funeral just for content, right? He talking about he ain't going. I'm surprised you ain't going. I'm surprised you ain't going. Hit the screen twice if you enjoying the chat. Like the kids say, he was glazing. He did. I don't think Hollywood will mind. Family is on power trip. I didn't agree with them. I said that in the last live. I don't think, but it was glitching. I don't agree that they just pop up out of nowhere. Like I don't agree. I don't see nothing wrong with people that they was a little unrealistic with that. I do agree with Ghost on that. They was a little that was a little extra for them to expect him not to even say that Hollywood had passed. What they wanted him to just he was on the internet. People was watching him and people had become fans of him, I guess. Uh what did they expect for him to just disappear and everybody just be wondering where's old Hollywood and him that was just unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? And he was right. I give him that in saying, hey, we was at the hospital. We didn't see y'all, but they did say he wouldn't tell them when he went to the hospital. But they didn't see that family. Nobody saw their family, and then so they being his family, they allowed to have some demands, but some stuff is just unrealistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you expected him just to they not say nothing that about him passing, just don't say nothing. Now I agree. Oh, don't talk about this. Don't say. You can't tell me what to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Now I agree in giving it a little room, giving it a few days. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like that he waited 5 days 4 days. I don't see nothing wrong with him waiting 4 or 5 days just to give it a little room to breathe and take it all in. But they was nervy to say not to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? For Tanya, I don't care about. Let me break. I don't care about KD and how I don't give a damn about how KD feel. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. You don't show up at nobody's funeral. That's bottom line. I don't know why everybody. I'm not sympathetic towards her. She ain't sympathetic for nobody. I don't care how KD feel. I really don't. Let me just get that out the way. I know what I've been seeing. I know when somebody truly do love somebody. She wasn't in love with Hollywood. She might love him, but she wasn't in love with Hollywood. Stay out them people face after you done stay out this after you done what you done, stay out the man face. That's the highest level of dishonor. But then, like I said yesterday, got the nerve to feel like Mike shouldn't be dealing with no women, and it's a respect thing because he dealing with women in front of you. Now, do you know how crazy that is? Either you that much of a narcissist, or you done smoked your brain dry to ignore what you've done. Well, how you think? So you should understand how Hollywood feel and how he felt. It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. This ain't your house. You don't go with Mike. Mike ain't your boyfriend. Mike was never your boyfriend. So if you can feel that way, if your heart and your mind actually collaborate and allowed you to feel that way about what Mike, that's disrespectful all in itself for you to get mad in front of Hollywood at the fact that he dealing with other women. You can't have your deal. Who these folks think they is, man? I'm not impartial, bro. I'm not impartial, and I for what's for one is the same way I feel about one, the same way I feel about the other. You ain't never not once heard me say one was wrong and one wasn't. They both was wrong, but she dishonored him a hell of a lot more than he dishonored her. He just couldn't, his addiction wouldn't let him ultimately put his foot down. And how he could have ultimately put his foot down, okay, time out, stop all this, ain't no more videos out in here. You get your stuff and you go. Everybody get their stuff and they go and get out of here. He just didn't have it. His addiction had him not able to do that. but he put up enough protests for everybody to know he wasn't cool with it. You didn't care that he wasn't cool with it. So why can't you understand how he felt enough to respect that? But Mike has to understand how you feel enough to respect that. Meanwhile, Hollywood was your boyfriend and you've been around him for 20 years. This person was never your boyfriend. This somebody who just was smashing you for the past couple years. You in love with him and he ain't in love with you. Man, boy, look. Yeah, she might, man. Listen, Hollywood family, but pound her out. She show up, pound her out. That's it. Pound her out. You ain't that passionate. You come over here with my family, and we telling you don't come over here. Don't come over here to this funeral. You know what I'm saying? Don't show up over here. She show up, pound her out. It ain't even got to be at the funeral. Catch her afterwards. Pound her out. Oh well. It's about respect out here. I'm built off respect. That's disrespect. And you right, misunderstood. You right. I wouldn't be surprised if she showed, just like when he was in the hospital and a few weeks ago, and they made that whole little fake thing. I wouldn't be surprised if she showed up and tried to slip a camera in there. And he gonna post it. We know that. What's up, Jennifer? Appreciate you. I wouldn't be surprised. They recorded him in the hospital bed. They told Gregory he can come. You right, Shorty Ma. They told Gregory he can come. He's been invited, unless he lying. He do a lot of that, but he's apparently invited, and Mike is invited. She ain't invited. Why would they not invite her? They had to be watching. They know something that we all don't know behind the scenes. Why they let Ghost done exploited the hell out of Hollywood? Mike was the one smashing, was friends with Hollywood and smashed her behind Hollywood back. So if they able to overlook that and still invite them, what has she done that we don't know about? It's something that went on that we don't know about to where they not so for some reason they don't want her there. So something serious has occurred. So when you look at it like that, I can't be mad at them for not wanting her there. It's something that went on or that continuously went on over the span of them 20 years. Staged. KD with a stack of hundreds. She had Hollywood sign as insurance. Bet that. Who knows? She might have done. She might have did. But you know what I'm saying? Like that was cap. If you believe Hollywood had some money, that was cap. I believe Hollywood um um mom had money, so I believe because he said she owned a lot of places. I believe that the money that Hollywood was talking about having, that was the mom's money. He was counting the mom's money. In the event that something happened to the mom, that might have been what she would have had left to where he would have probably been able to inherit it unless she gave it somewhere else or whatever. That's what I think he was counting. You know what I'm saying? Salute, Kevin West. It take at least a couple weeks to get insurance money. Yeah, I wonder if KD is the beneficiary of Hollywood possible insurance. Yeah, Hollywood ain't got nothing. Hollywood was counting his mother money. What man? Look, unless he had some type of insurance that he wasn't able to cash out. If Hollywood, you think somebody in that condition would have had some insurance that was actually worth something and not cashed it in? Man, look, if Hollywood had access to that type of money, listen, you seen what he just did when he got that little lump sum. Yeah, what they said, it was 8 band. Hollywood went crazy. Hollywood went on a he smoked out, he partied and tricked all, and he did what people in that position do when they get some money in their hand. You think he had access? Man, look, and she wouldn't have went and held up under no man, knowing that she was getting some money. When people finna come and listen, if she was finna come into some type of money, she would have went. She be doing what she doing anyway, tricking anyway. She would have went and tricked and got her in the motel and been away with from everybody, so she ain't got to give nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now she might have got Joel to sign something. That's where I think she might got her hands on some insurance money. Hollywood said he was a. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe he had nothing. I don't believe he had nothing. And if he did leave her something, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let her get it. But we all know how that story ends. You know what I'm saying? And that in that condition, you can get as much money as you do. Man, we seen. You know what I'm saying? That. I don't even like to talk up, but that's dangerous for somebody in that position to get their hands on a lot of money. It ain't gonna do you no good as long as you're in that position. I was on here one time live talking about DMX, and DMX earned about 40 or 50 million dollars in his career, and he died with next to nothing and all them kids. I think he might have had 100,000 something dollars when he died, and all them kids when that get bust down. Now he could have owed bills, lawyer fees, anything. You know what I'm saying? And his estate hasn't done much to bring in any income since he passed. You know what that came from? That came from a habit that started when he was 14 years old. Somebody who was supposed to be his friend lacing a blunt with uh cooked up Coca-Cola and giving it to him, and he never shook it. He didn't hit stems. He didn't mess with stems. That's how he smoked. He crumbled it up over uh buds. That's how he smoked. And he never shook that habit. And it led to bad decision after bad decision. He'll go to a town, he'll be touring, and he'll go to a town and comb the streets until he find somebody, because he wasn't scared of that. He'll jump out in the hood, the deadliest of hoods. He done it in Chicago. Hey, who got a brick and a buy one and do use it all up in a few days, and then get another one in another city. When you got money like that, somebody will find you something. What that led to, that made his habit get worse and worse. That's why he died. They ain't said it, but man, we know what that was. It was something in something, and it led to cardiac arrest. And when you go into cardiac arrest within 2 to 3 minutes, you brain dead if you don't do if you can't. They found him laid out. It was no way he was ever going to bounce back. He was brain dead. You know what I'm saying? They got to get to you with like ASAP in order to survive. That's why so many people don't survive that go into cardiac arrest. You got minutes before your brain activity is just shot. Now, if he wasn't doing that, he wouldn't have had that demise. His kids, your whole legacy was for nothing, because it's all about your family. If you can't leave your kids or your family nothing, then what you doing was for nothing. He did all that for nothing, because in the hindsight, his kids ain't get to reap the benefits. They gonna hear them records forever. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what the situation is, they may be able to see something from that. But he had a lot of kids. But 40, 50 million was squandered from bad decision making due to the D-rug usage. He stayed in legal trouble. He paid millions of dollars in legal fees over the course of his career due to bad decision making stemming from his D-rug usage. his addiction rubbed off on his wife, and she got involved and started using too. And she, in her drug usage, made bad decision making with a crooked accountant and squandered about, I think I heard her do an interview. It might have been about 14 million of that. It could have been more. You know what I'm saying? So all this results in the fact, like, listen, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That money did him no good in the long run. He was special to be able to do what he did, to be able to go and accomplish what he accomplished with that type of habit. You know what I'm saying? That he definitely had more under control in the beginning stages, but money just made it worse. You know what I'm saying? But that was a shocking thing to see him do that. But it didn't, man. It led to his demise, and it left his children with nothing. He didn't have nothing to leave behind. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about it. She has all that money just driving around with it in the seat. Yeah. But she do what she do too. And anybody in that life, like a female that's in that life, they'll come across all kind of stuff, man. Like, they ain't just tricking. They might meet a trick who got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Or they be looking to steal. You know what I'm saying? You just like you got somebody who's a pimp. You think that every dime they get come from them women? No, them women be stealing and scamming, having who knows where she got that money from. But yeah, she ain't got no insurance money that quick. Yeah, but in his favor, he did somewhat respect. So I'll salute Gregory on that. He did somewhat respect the family wishes, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to show some respect. Now, if she ain't going to respect Hollywood while he was here, and they wasn't going to respect each other while he was here, at least now is the time to show some respect. And that don't mean you can't, just because you can't come to a funeral, don't mean you can't pay your respects. And she wasn't just with Joel and Mike. Why you think Udi was just hanging around? She talk all them dudes into saying ain't nothing happen. Notice how they, every time she around another man, they always make it they point and break their neck to say, "Oh, we ain't done nothing." Come on now, now let me talk to now every man in here. Be honest about that. I don't care if you married. Let's just say before you was married, right? Is you going for any type of deal? Are you gonna be in hotel rooms with women not doing nothing? Even when a man is an addict, he ain't finna be holed up in no hotel room with no woman not doing nothing. And if you know that Coca-Cola, that makes them horny. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if you two want you saying that, but yeah, you think they in that, come on now. Common sense. I don't know no man finna be holed up in no hotel room with no woman, and they both, especially using that, and ain't nothing going on. You can pre-talk to these people to tell them to say what you want to say, what you want them to say when this camera show up, all you want to. We ain't crazy. And I'm pretty sure Hollywood did some dirt too, but it seemed like Hollywood at least had the decency to not do it right in front of her. Because much less, we might have heard a thing or two. Oh, Hollywood was with this one, but we might have heard it, but we didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see it. So Kevin West, yeah, they both was doing dirt, but we didn't see Hollywood dirt. Yeah, he would have to copyright each video, right? He would spend 100,000. He ain't got 100,000. Don't be fooled by no finance vehicles. PJ, what's up? Yeah, go ahead and spin it. Show us big money. Go ahead and spin it. I ain't worried about it because I ain't got none of his content up. But I want to see you spin it and get some channels took down. The one that showed Hollywood legs swollen. Yeah, man. Like when I saw that the past couple videos with Hollywood, in my head, I said, man, I just seen that he just wasn't talking as much, and he wasn't like I hate to say it, but I thought to myself, I said, yeah, here it comes. I was expecting it. That's why I wasn't shocked about it when they said it on the live last night. Well, we know it anyway because we've been watching it unfold. We knew his time was coming, but when I seen them legs and everything swell up, that had never happened. So I'm like, that's a sign. I'm like, things is getting progressively worse when that start happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. And I had in my mind, I said, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But even then, I still didn't think it'd be days. I thought it was going to continue for a little while with him going in and out of the hospital. I was honestly thinking once they made that fake video, I said, man, I don't even think he got another year. Need to spend 100K, get out that Airbnb. Oh yeah, it ain't no rehab channel. That is so not about rehab and ain't nothing that, like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what somebody was saying. He might as well. It'd be cool. He just admitted that he in it for the money. So yeah, that's good, bro. I'm glad to hear you saying it. I saluted him for it, man. Just you need to rename that channel, or you need to just change it. And hey, it ain't about this. Ain't no addiction channel. We going in a different direction. You doing entertainment, bro. What you doing is for entertainment. It's not for addiction recovery, nothing like that. His daughter will for sure go to court to contest KD getting anything right. Hollywood ain't got no 4 million. Hollywood, like I said, Hollywood, man, look, Hollywood had $4 million. Hollywood was counting his mother. Hollywood was heir to maybe 4 million, and it probably wasn't 4 million in cash. It probably just was assets and everything. All that wasn't liquid money. And it's a common law state. You right, but she messed up when she left out that trailer. She left out that trail, and that everything she did, she should have stayed. Even Red was saying that yesterday. Even though I don't agree with trying to flop and nobody have, but people be opportunists. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with trying to flop and lay up in somebody's house just to because it's some type of loophole or law that you can. I don't agree with that. I believe that's slum uh bum behavior. You know what I'm saying? But she done left out the house. She done did everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, really and truly, like, yeah. Oh, she definitely can't listen. It's all kind of videos of you gallivanting with other men and in motels with men and all this and that. Like, man, look, the daughter was in his life too. So you think, let's just say hypothetically, he had 4 million. You think he wasn't get he had a relationship with his daughter because he was talking about her coming over to the house and everybody knew her and had met her. So you think he giving that whole if he did have it, you think he giving the whole 4 million to KD? And if KD was to get 4 million, we are witnessing the demise of KD right before our eyes. Because I guarantee you, she get 4 million. It's a wrap. Oh yeah, yeah. All the proof she need, Jennifer, is on Ghost Channel. On Ghost Channel. If it was some type of situation, all the proof she need is on Ghost Channel. She said it herself. We ain't together. They just was living together. But the hell, who else? Everybody else living in the okay. Well, Magic Mike got residence there. Why don't he say, "Hey, we was sissies, and I was going with Hollywood. I'm common law." You know what I'm saying? Crystal been in there longer. Crystal, I was there. Any of them can claim that. It's enough proof for them to say it. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, watch this. I guarantee you, we don't see. She don't get no $4 million. He was crying because the crack trailer was his cash cow. Now it's gone. We knew he was in bad shape. Said the man gone. They're cool with me. They're speaking. We all knew his health was declining, but to say he was already gone pissed me off. Who said that? Oh, I'm next on Lisa channel. I'm next. He won't go without his camera. Ghosts don't do funerals like me. Yeah, I don't really do funerals neither. She said he can't bring the ghost out another glass of funeral. What is the fat? I hope they let the man rest in peace, contestant. Yeah, they ain't gonna let him rest in peace. They are. He showed that by what he put up today. Already running with that same thing. Yeah, I know I ain't being disrespectful. I'm trying to catch up, but it's a lot more people typing for Tanya than me than I can look. So I'm just going through it as it go along. But yeah, I know I ain't been disrespectful. Everything I said got merit to it. I ain't just on here talking. I personally think Mike being there made Dean pass because Mike had the DRS in house, made it easy for Dean. All that stuff contributed to it. He didn't have no peace. He didn't have no peace. Yeah, his activities contributed to it, but that got to be a stressful environment the last few years of your life, even though you use the money for your own personal benefit. Somebody showing up, keeping drama going, and you constantly arguing. Just notice we only saw Hollywood at peace when he was in that trailer by himself. He when he was by himself and wasn't nobody around him, that chaotic element that came along with the D-rug usage and users, he was always quiet and calm and relaxed. You know what I'm saying? But like it or not, that type of stuff has an effect on you and contributes to decline. Mike and Crystal should rent an apartment. I don't feel like Crystal is looking to rent no apartment and be responsible and pay for nowhere. I think she living off her family. Be aware of them rats, they lurking. Why would she need Joel to sign insurance when Hollywood was signed willingly? Because Joel is weak enough to sign it for her, and Joel probably actually having had a career in work, probably got something on the ball. Hollywood, trust me, he ain't got nothing. That was cap. If you believe that, that's why they knew it was cap. That's why they challenged him plenty of times. You never heard KD say nothing about no $4 million. And why she was banking on an insurance policy from Joel, if he had that, she said, "Oh, Joel's gonna sign this for me. I'll have something. That's why I like him. That's why I love him. He wants to make sure I'm good." If you got $4 million sitting there that you can get, then why the hell are you banking on Joel a little money? Joel sure ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? If we want to sit here and think that somebody smoking crack had $4 million, okay. And why everybody talking about did he ever? I didn't recall hearing him say it was an insurance policy. He was talking like he had access, like he was sitting on 40 million physical dollars that he can get at any time. I ain't hear him saying nothing about no life insurance, no nothing. Man, you think Hollywood had $4 million? Now come on now. Bill with Greg God shows to me a line. She knew Dean longer than Greg. I'm just stating facts. His daughter can contest in court for any money. Hit that screen twice. Tanya, he don't go about money, about asset. Yeah, he definitely ain't got that. He look, where he got it at? Where he got it at? And he was allegedly paying the mother rent. Man, come on, man. That ain't his trailer. Why you think she got out of there? If that man had something, she would have stayed put. Cause the trailer is an asset. He owned that too. I ain't got nowhere. She got out of there right there. He ain't got nothing. I watched that live. I'm like, why would the family be feeding him any type of info? He just was a cameraman. I didn't see him cry. He said he was up to 3 o'clock in the morning watching his video and he was crying. I hope not. Me neither, Shorty. I hope she don't show up at them people's funeral. Just leave it alone. It's been enough chaos as is. Hoghead cheese seems to be doing well. Nice crib, land, cars, and money. Okay, I don't know. He could be. If it's legitimately his, then yeah, he would be doing okay. But it depends on what the idea of success is to me. Some people got different ideas of what success is. You know, especially in the hood, you got a lot of black folks simply think a pair you doing it up if you got a pair of Jordans or you got a certain whip. I remember when I first came to New Jersey, I was looking for a job when I first came back up here. I was working at Labor Ready where they pay. I was working at day labor when I first came back up here in 2013. And I remember it was a dude up there with a Jaguar, a brand new Jaguar, and he was going to work every day to pay for it, going to work at day labor to pay a note on a Jaguar. So people, man, some people think that's so people will see, oh, a Tesla. I see a million. I'm in this parking lot. It's a Tesla right in front of me right now. I see 1,000 of them a day. That's nothing. A cyber truck and all this and that. Like I don't know. I don't equate a car or a article of clothing or a pair of shoes as success. when I get to thinking about success, I get to thinking about big business and big land and farm and animals and you know what I'm saying? That's what I get to thinking about when I get to thinking about like success and multiple properties and all this and that. I don't view anything as he's doing as I don't view it as successful. I think that's like basics and attainable to any of us. You know what I'm saying? To the basic person out here. To be able to get a it's just whether or not you gonna do it. To be able to get a house, he damn sure ain't bought no house straight out. So he might have put a down payment on one, and I feel like any of us can pretty much achieve that. So success is like I guess it's relative to what the person think. You know what I'm saying? It is. I mean, I don't see that as being successful. You know, I think that's you know, and I hate to make this racial, but a lot of times us as people, we look at success as whatever imitating white folks. But that's basic stuff and that's basic stuff in their community. There was times where you know how many in the past, how many more black folks own houses? We could use a famed example of Black Wall Street in Tulsa. Them people owned the whole the banks, the businesses, everything. That wasn't the only neighborhood in that country like that. It was neighborhoods like that in the Northeast, in the Midwest, out in California, in the South, and everything. But a lot of times, black folks, y'all, a lot of times equate success with imitating what y'all feel white folks are doing. That's a basic thing, is to get you a house or have that. That's the American dream. A house, a white picket fence, a dog, and a couple cars in the yard. That ain't. But in 2026, that's success to you. That ain't success. That feels like that's what I should at least be trying to attain. But when you ain't got shit and you used to not having nothing, then that seems like you doing it up. You balling out of control. And I think that mentality keep you in a certain spot. I ain't gonna never think I'm doing nothing. If I ever got my own house, I ain't gonna think I'm doing because I feel like once you get to thinking you doing something and you get too content, you don't aspire to do better. The sky's supposed to always be the limit. If you get to the point, regardless of what you want, you know what I'm saying, you get to the point where you get too content, you ain't gonna aspire to level up. Because as an adult, it ain't about you, especially if you got kids. You know what I'm saying? If it's just you, then it's about you, and that's okay. But when you got kids, you know what I'm saying, multiple kids, you know what I'm saying. You know, I'm probably I know me, and this is just me. I'm talking about me. This ain't no hating, and this ain't no down. I'm talking about me. If I had multiple kids, I'm gonna be thinking, okay, this one house, maybe if I can attain more than one house or more than one property or some multiple investments and multiple ways to earn money. I don't equate that as with success. That's just basic stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we ain't fortunate enough to have played our cards right in life. Life goes a certain way. Everything don't always go a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But basically, like man, man, so many people I know. It's just we don't have these things. So many people I know in other cultures got them a little house. You know what I'm saying? Got them a house and some vehicles and things like that. I don't know. I just think differently about stuff. I guess. Supposedly 20, 21 years in jail. Jennifer. Things about to change. He handed Crystal $20. Gave it immediately. Mike selling it. I'm tried to give it back to her on camera. Oh yeah, yeah. I got a feeling she getting zero. Ain't no happy times amongst junkies. They all hang together to cope being in the same struggle. Yeah. 9 long years of true such a making crystal. We all married. I'm so far behind. Ultra seem like you know it all. You having people connect that stuff. Uh, Rotate Shell tossing him. What did he do? He want him removed from the world. I'm skimming through these now. Let me catch up. Bank telling stand out sure. They think he's quarantined. Uh-huh. Been to Newark, Jersey City, and you know we don't play. Success is determined by your journey, not someone else. What he doing be impossible to pull off in NYC a journey to me. That's what make it super disrespectful. Oh yeah, he's a super disrespectful. Oh, I caught up. Yeah, well, he don't talk about them. I don't know why. I think he don't got a good relationship with him. That's why he don't bring him up. He only bring up that little boy for some reason. You know what I'm saying? He you can tell when people love their children equally. Yeah, you can tell when people love their children equally. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you see a lot of people, they go brag about one of their kids or they show off one of their kids, and then the rest of them is like, do they exist? You know what I'm saying? Yep. I know one thing about my mother bring up all her kids. When I see her interact with people, she bring all of us up. But for some reason, um, my concern with that, and somebody, so I don't know if it's true. Somebody came in, popped in one of these chats, talking about he got another kid on the way, and it's by another lady of the night. I don't know how true that is, but that did pop up. That was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, but this one little daughter, for some reason, she ain't got no room in the house, and he don't show her. And that is a thing. You got men out here and fathers out here who got multiple children by different women, and their relationship with that woman is dependent on how they are with that children, and it's on both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Because and then some of these women keeping keep they child's father from them. You know what I'm saying? And some of them willingly stay out the way just because they don't got no relationship with the mother. So it be going both ways. I know when my parents separated before I moved up to New Jersey as a kid from down south, and my mother never kept my father from me. Anytime he called, he spoke to all of us, and that we went down there to visit. She never kept um um my father from us. So I definitely looked a certain way at friends of mine that I knew their mother was doing that, or females that I saw do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you don't carry one around without like they a prize and not the other one. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in. We moving in on the 2 hour mark now. It's been so many people in here. I ain't gonna even do the roll call. I'll be scrolling up forever all these comments. But yeah, I do appreciate as we approaching this 2 hour mark. I do appreciate everybody coming by here and tapping in and giving their thoughts on the situation. Um, you know, once again, you know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm glad this can continue to be a place where people come and speak honestly about the stuff, because there's so many people capping, man. It's so many people I got less respect for, YouTube creators surrounding this situation because of stuff I'm seeing. I'm like, what is the reason? What is the reason? You know what I'm saying? Why you can't see what the common, you know what I'm saying? Common sense ain't common. That's a saying. That's a saying. And it's another saying: if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So it's like you can't stand, you can't have watched what we all watched and not feel in a somewhat similar manner. Not to say that you have to agree with every single thing. We in this chat right now not agreeing with every single thing, but overall, we are in agreement that it's some F shit at play. It's some foulness in the air. It's some fake stuff going on. It's some, this some low down ish. You know what I'm saying? We can all agree on that. That's why we here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I see some people, and it's like some people would just co-sign anything, especially if they feel like somebody got money or they successful, because the success is it's a success is, like I said, some people think of it as different stuff. So some people feel like, oh, if you got a certain car, you successful. So this person's successful, so you can't say nothing about them because they successful. But that's, you think they successful because they got a Tesla. You think they successful because they got a YouTube channel that's getting a few views. You know what I'm saying? That what success to you may not be success to the next one. I'm not materialistic, so I will never. I think you got to somewhat be materialistic. I'm not gonna equate material possessions to success because I'm just not. That's not me. You may be that, but yeah, man. Like, man, some of this is crazy here. Like, I'll be looking at certain people. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't gotta openly disagree with somebody. You ain't got to disagree with somebody and put it on the internet. But you damn sure shouldn't be praising them, and don't have the nerve to open your mouth and say that somebody is hating on somebody. Like I said before, when we see all the stuff that the orange man doing, you know what I'm saying? He rich, he a billionaire. So are we hating on him? So we hating? Oh, y'all just hating because he's successful and he's the president. We hating? Or is he legitimately doing this stuff in front of our faces? He legitimately doing this stuff in front of our faces. I don't care how successful he is in your eyes. So, and that's what it be. These dudes be conditioned to D-Rod because of somebody else's material possessions. You yourself don't even got them possessions. You aspire to have them possessions, so you look up to that person. I don't just look up to anybody. I didn't grow up looking up to anybody. I didn't look up to the neighborhood dope dealer. I didn't look up to this and that. I looked up to people who really was out here doing stuff and accomplishing stuff. You know what I'm saying? The men that I looked up to growing up, they kept a lot of money in their pocket and they worked for themselves and had them their own businesses and everything like that. Legal business, they worked for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They did their own thing and they was good people, good moral judges of character. They wasn't just out here doing anything and moving any kind of way. I don't support anything. Do you support anything? So it's like I don't even need to interact with people like that. In my life, from afar, you showed me you are without principle. You know what I'm saying? You are without principle. If you would co-sign anything, if you with people stepping on and belittling people that's weaker than them, taking advantage of people, you know what I'm saying, all because it make a dollar. If you with that, then that just goes to show who you are. You are without a moral code and compass. Therefore, we can't sit at the same table. You are no longer allowed to sit at the real only family table. You ain't one of us. Let's sing it, y'all. Join in with. They not like us. They not like us. We ain't scared to say it over here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody over here scared to say that's what I can respect. Ain't nobody on here scared to tell the truth. They not like us. Yep, they is not like us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I ain't going I ain't going never, yeah. One thing I ain't never done is I ain't never been no hater because as you and you can see that by what I was just saying about I feel like that's the basics. I'm not the ingredients for hate is hate starts when it comes to material possessions and stuff like that, being jealous. Hey, that's what that comes from. It comes from a lack of something, not having something, and not only not having, because there's plenty of people who don't have and have nots who don't hate. It comes from not having and feeling like you can't attain. I ain't never been the type of person that felt like I can't attain something. Like if I see somebody with a nice car, I'll be like, yeah, that's a nice car, right there. Even though I ain't big on material, that's all I see is that it's nice. I don't be like, I ain't seen one nice car except for probably a '77 Monte Carlo, which is if I got rich, I would get that car because I always liked it. That's the only car that I seen, and I'd be like, yeah, I would get one of them. But I ain't never saw somebody with one. I don't see that. I don't understand that mind state. Be like, man, he got a '77 Monte Carlo. That ninja ain't all that. He ain't nobody. I don't think like that because I don't look at what somebody else got or what someone else is doing and think that I can't attain it. If anything, that lets me know I can definitely get it. Somebody else got that's my same color, in my same position, in my same neighborhood. Got it. I know I can get it. That's further confirmation. That tells me it's even easier to attain. So especially if I'm seeing a million Teslas a day, I ain't thinking that I can't not get no Tesla. I ain't got no reason to hate. My channel growing slow, but it's always grown. So I don't get jealous. I don't understand that mind state. I don't see what somebody else has or what someone else is doing as unattainable. Because if it was, they wouldn't have been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand it. So yeah, it seemed like it's some balance right here. In this whole situation, this whole little sector that has formed, it's either it's haters and it's D-Riders. Now, some people, I have seen some little random people on here that legitly, I think legitly might be hating on Gregory. You know what I'm saying? And I think it be behind material possessions. But the vast majority of this little sector that's forming is haters, and then it's D-Riders that's riding with him just cause. You know what I'm saying? Just because they feel like he got something, or they want to attach their channel to him and hope for an opportunity. And then I feel like this is the middle ground of that. This is ain't nobody over here hating because we don't allow no haters over here, and ain't nobody over here D-Rodding. It's people that's really neutral and calling it straight down the pipe like they see it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I see y'all arguing or whatever. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming by, man. Big IV, Big Four by the people for the people. And this is the For the Real Only channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you can stay tapped in as well. It is not a game. It's not a test. This is the real thing. You know what I'm saying? We 2 hours and 3 minutes, man. I'm about to get up out of here and move on with my day. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all around this internet. Until next time, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna go live again tomorrow. I'm gonna start coming on here. I know I've been saying that, but as we see 2 days in a row now, so I'm gonna be coming on here more often. So I'm gonna tap back in with y'all, man. I'm out.